I'm live. Grateful day. Welcome to the 96th episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with your host, Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. I empower professional entrepreneurs to overcome toxic environments and self-doubt, to take decisive action, lead boldly in identity, and to persevere, all anchored in faith. Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is called the Faith Forward Fearlessly Podcast by Jenée Hudson, where you can watch, like, and subscribe. And you can also share this information. All right. The link is in the bio, as well as it will be in the this episode's caption. Today's shirt is simply faith. That's what it says. And this shirt is simply just a reminder that having faith as small as a mustard seed. Matter of fact, I have my necklace on today. I have them on every day. It says faith, but see this little mustard seed? It says faith, but there's a little mustard seed there, if you could see that. It's tiny because, again, mustard seeds are really small. But it's a reminder that having faith as small as even this mustard seed is all that's needed. All right? Keep that in mind. So this is a perfect transition into today's topic called Lost, Learned, Leveled Up. The journey that built my faith. But first, allow me to share some eye-opening statistics. The first one is according to the 2024 Small Business Trends report, 42% of entrepreneurs say they've experienced a major financial or emotional setback. Simply just within their first 3 years, you guys, 3 years of business. Yet over 70% say those actual setbacks led to their biggest breakthroughs. That's a great thing. And then second, a 2023 Forbes study found that professionals who develop resilience and adaptive learning skills are 60% more likely, you guys, to recover faster and exceed prior performance, like after business or personal loss. And then lastly, the Global Wellness Institute reported that 68% of high-performing entrepreneurs attribute their actual growth not just to skill, but to faith-based optimism. That's phenomenal, which is a belief that challenges, serve as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks, you guys. So that's a great thing. And let me just tell you, the one that, all these type of statistics aren't just about wins. It's about the process behind the actual perseverance. It's in the moments that you lose yourself, the lessons that stretch you, and the leveling up that only happens when you stop playing small. You guys, I had to learn that the hard way, but I learned it, right? And start trusting that even the hard stuff is part of your becoming, which is what makes sense. And it makes the most sense, right? So keep that in mind, you guys. That makes all the difference. So today, I'm pulling back the curtains, you guys, on my journey from the real estate business that fell short to being stolen money by someone that I actually thought I could trust. And the crazy thing about that is I met, I am exposing his name, Joshua Smith, aka Twiggy, from a community platform, you guys, that I actually trusted, that later ended up being a master class. Well, yep. Thought I knew that man, even half of that man, but clearly I didn't, because what? He's a criminal. Sad but true. You know, I like to keep things positive and all those things, but hey, gotta put it out there. So, I went through all that and trusted that person with my real estate business when I had the Airbnb, as well as mobile homes and things that I was doing. But it was more the Airbnb where he was a criminal and stole my money, you guys. But that's okay. It's not okay, but he'll get his. God don't like ugly. So, I depended on a couple of people to actually help me to elevate my speaking business, Jenée Speaks, and Uplifter business, because you know those are kind of merging together. But unfortunately, I also ended up just like being disappointed in the end with those things, you know, to actually even launching Rosemary's Heavenly Pound Cakes made by Jenée just 3 days, you guys, before my grandmother had passed. And then facing negativity from family. And it was an exact week later after my grandmother had passed when I should have been really celebrating her legacy. But instead, unfortunately, they were sending me just unfortunate texts and things like that I won't get into it, but it was just very heartless, to say the least, you know. And not only that, I got into an unfortunate life situation with my past Ford vehicle, you guys. I used to get a Ford vehicle you guys, I've had it for a long time, right? For like 15 plus years of loyalty on my part, just to feel abandoned when I needed their support the most, you guys. They didn't help. But guess what? When people and systems fall short, faith steps up. All right. As to date, I have an even better vehicle, you guys, that I love so much more than the Ford that I had all those years. So things do work out. Know that in the end. So today we're talking about how to move from lost and learned to leveled up, because it isn't just my journey, it's our journeys, you guys. All right. So with all that said, let's get started. All right. So here are 3 giftful gems for today's topic. Gift number 1 is titled For the Lost. Rebuild your foundation. Don't rush to fix it. All right. So, you know, when we lose, whether it's a business, a partner, a deal, or trust, our natural instinct is to jump into just like get it done and fix it mode, right? But pause right there, you guys. Just take a pause. Loss is a teacher, not a punishment. You know, when my real estate partnership fell apart, you guys, I honestly was forced to like sit in stillness, you guys. And man, I was really bummed about that. I really was. My business partner had personal matters, and I was left holding all the weight for that business, financially and emotionally. And when I had $8,000, you guys, $8,000 stolen from me from that real estate business by someone that I trusted, I had to ask myself, what am I meant to learn from this loss, you guys? So instead of like trying to patch the pain that I went through with that, and after like First praying, of course, I did that first, and also seeking legal guidance. I started rebuilding from that actual foundation. I didn't let it, yes, it did have me down, but I didn't let it keep me down. I did all that I could do, from trying to sue that man and everything, finding his whereabouts. But unfortunately, when you're a criminal like he is, you try to find the person, but they go in hiding. And in his case, that man, he actually, not only did he go in hiding because he's clearly good at being a thief, you guys, and taking money from people, and that's how he lives his life. But, I couldn't find him. I think, to my understanding, he even closed that particular business. And what did he do? He opened up another one, because that's what criminals do. They try to get over on people. They take from you and everything. So, but I didn't let that keep me down. I just kept going. And yes, I did have to put that particular business on the back burner. But again, this too shall pass, and other things and better things to come. All right. Not saying that I won't ever even open up my real estate business again. But for the meantime, unfortunately, that is off to the side for now. So like I was saying, instead of trying to patch that pain, just pray about it, and yes, seek legal assistance if you can and things like that, like I did, but just keep moving forward. Don't let anybody deter you from moving ahead with what you want to do in life and things like that. Okay. Start rebuilding the foundation. All right. Also, doing that meant I needed to clarify my why again. All right. Not based on what failed, but on what I desired to create, even from there. Right. Because yes, I was upset, and you guys, I was numb to the fact that there are really people out here stealing from others like myself, really, who legitimately work for their money, and versus just being a thief. That is just so unfortunate. And again, yep, I said his name earlier. It is what it is, Again, God don't like ugly. So, all right. To help with this, though, you guys, here are 3 actionable steps to assist you, in hopes that you don't never have to experience such a thing like I did. All right. So first, if you're in that type of space right now, where someone's just taking you for your money and things like that, here's what I encourage you to do. So first, start by standing up for yourself. All right. And seek legal assistance if possible. All right. And then followed by gaining peace of mind. You guys, you need to keep your peace of mind through things like that, because that's a lot of money, right? So, man, and to me, I felt like not only did he steal from me, and as well as one of my business partners, but he stole from the mouths of others that I care about, like my family and those that I help to take care of as well. You know what I mean? So that's like taking food out of our mouths or my kids' mouths or, those type of things. So that is just not a good look. So stand up for yourself. Try to do something about it to the best of your ability, like I did, you guys. And then that peace of mind. You can do this by journaling and simply journal, what are the lessons that your actual losses are teaching you, you guys. See it as, no, it wasn't a good thing, but try to be optimistic about it so that you don't stay stuck in that kind of misery and things like that, right? And then also write down at least 3 takeaways from each setback with whatever you're going through. All right. Trust me, it helped. I had to do it, and it really, really did help. Also, think about and write down what it taught you, and how it actually shaped you, you guys, and how it can strengthen your next move. That was the piece that I really, really enjoyed about even doing this entire process with that unfortunate situation that took place with my real estate business. So, and we're going to move along because I don't want to be in tears on nothing. All right. So second, read books that actually challenge you and they challenge your mindset and they teach you how to like turn obstacles such as that into opportunity, you guys. Like you can try The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. That's a really good book to look into, you guys. And then lastly, surround yourself with community. Join online spaces like Forbes Therapy on LinkedIn, or Resilient Women Entrepreneurs for the women, or on Mighty Networks. Very, very helpful. All right. These are places where like vulnerability and vision can exist together, and they're very, very helpful. I actually joined around that time. I had joined a little before it, but I had been going through it for like 2.5 years, you guys, with this situation and trying to sue him, get my money back, all these things before he shut down his business and things like that. But, and then filing claims because unfortunately it took place where my Airbnb was in Atlanta. So, and of course, as most of you know, I'm in Michigan. So I had to do a lot of things online, but it's doable. It is doable. So again, just try and help yourself. But I had joined a community under Darren Walker, and you know, he did help me throughout that community. He could tell that something wasn't right. He knew when I was joining the community that I was going through that of losing that particular money, that I worked hard for that money, you guys. Man, like many of you do, right? When we're in our working mindsets and things like that, right? But Darren was a big help with that as well. And just even like through prayer and just to show me that, yes, I am that bigger person and to move forward so that I don't stay stuck. So it was very helpful to be in that community. So feel free to try one out. All right. So gift number 2 is titled, For the Learned, Apply, Don't Just Observe. All right. Or absorb. Sorry. So there's a major difference between learning and applying. Experience gives you knowledge, but wisdom, you guys, only comes when you do something with what you actually learned. All right. Again, I had to learn that the hard way, but now I know it. So when I actually launched to ship nationwide, because I had already been doing my cake business, right? My third business called Rosemary's Heavenly Pound Cakes made by Jenée. Well, it was just 1 week, you guys, after my grandmother had passed. 1 week. Oh my gosh. And she actually had passed like 3 days prior. So I did the launch on, I believe, like January 8th. And then unfortunately she had passed on January 11th. But I was operating from both pain and purpose. Oh, I don't want to get sentimental on this, but ooh, I can feel it. Okay, so of course I didn't know this was going to happen. Because certain family members got upset because I didn't include them during my special time. So I learned something deeply personal at that time, which was I had to tell myself through going through that not everyone can handle your next step or your next level of what you're trying to do for yourself. Right? So, and that's okay. I didn't see it that way at first because, of course, I just felt like it was just very disheartening, especially like my grandmother had passed as well, and it was just very disheartening. That's all I'm going to say. So that experience taught me to just move with grace and without guilt, because I had nothing to be guilty of in the first place, because I can't build something sustainable, and nor can you, just so you know, when you're carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations. And I had to tell myself that in order to move forward. So I did, I didn't wish them no ill, none of that. I just moved ahead because you know what? They're going to have to deal with that with God. So that's on them. And the lessons that we actually learn in the middle of pressure are not meant to make us shrink, and nor should they, right? They're meant to sharpen us. And in business, especially as entrepreneurs, 9-to-5ers, or just along your own specific special journey, what separates dreamers from doers like myself is the application of those actual lessons that I learned. So hopefully, if you're going through anything like that with a friend or a family member like I had to, or a business partner, or just someone that you feel like you thought you trusted, again, know that you're a doer and don't let them deter you from moving ahead and accomplishing what you wanted to accomplish. Because let me tell you something. I didn't stop that cake business because of they were in their feelings. No way. I kept going, and I'm going to keep going. And that's just what it is, with God's help, and which I'm very grateful for. So, of course, I do have some helpful information to help in this area as well. Thanks for letting me be vulnerable, by the way. Didn't know that was going to happen. But here are some actionable steps to assist in this area. First, start by auditing your actual growth. These are some things that I did as well. From the least to something that you want to achieve, that's even higher. Everything is important, but we gotta have some kind of course of direction, right? And then think about it from the last season of your life with whatever you choose to do this with. All right. And then write down 3 of the hardest lessons that you actually learned. As well as what changed you. And then what also challenged you during that time with whatever that was. All right. And also write down what you'll never repeat again. All right. Next, take it a step further, you guys, by investing in just that continuous learning that aligns with your actual goals. All right. Use platforms like Coursera or Masterclass, and then offer affordable courses on entrepreneur leadership. Even do that yourself. You know what I mean? You also can check out mindset masteries and strategic growth, which are skills that are going to help you to turn like those lessons into leadership tools, you guys. And that's going to help you also to just get along within your business, your journeys, just in life. All right. Okay. Also, this is a final one for this particular one. If you're ready to actually put your learning into motion of whatever you're doing, find a mentor, you guys, or even an accountability partner through like organizations such as score.org. I use them. You guys, I use the Score on score.org. I use one here in Michigan for mentors, as well as Ohio. I try to like stay in my realm of Michigan, because if ever I want to take a road trip and do something more with that mentor or to get more assistance, I can do that personally. So you can also check out something called SheEO. That's a really good platform as well. But you know, having someone who can like hold you accountable, challenge your actual thinking, and guide your like execution can literally just like accelerate your overall transformation, you guys. It's helped me so very much, so I'm sure it'll help you as well. All right. Last but not least is gift number 3. And that's titled, For the Leveled Up, Protect Your Peace While You Prosper. I actually needed this one first, you guys. So, you know, leveling up, it's not always the glitter and the glam and the glow that social media, you guys, makes it out to be. Not at all. You know, sometimes it's standing in the actual, for me at the time, it was the dealership, the dealership parking lot at that. And just frustrated after 15 years of brand loyalty that I showed them, okay? Realizing that the company that you trusted won't even help you when you need it most. It could come sometimes. It could come on social media. Like I said, it could come just in me being in that parking lot when I was dealing with my car stuff that I mentioned even earlier and getting a new vehicle and things like that. But it can come. It's going to sneak up on you. Know that. All right. So my vehicle situation, it taught me huge. It taught me something, you guys, something that I'll never forget. And what it taught me was leveling up isn't just getting something new. Not at all. It's about becoming someone new. That's what that situation taught me. So when you've leveled up, you're in a season where your peace becomes your most valuable asset. All right. You're starting to like realize that you can't just grow in chaos. Not at all. And that not every opportunity is aligned with your well-being. All right. I had to rebuild that trust in myself, you guys, make hard financial decisions all alone. And I had to learn how to celebrate my own strength is what I had to do without internal, or should I say external validation. That's what I had to do. All right. So it was uncomfortable. You know, I'm going to keep it real here on my podcast. Very uncomfortable. And there was lots of anxiety. But that process was necessary, as it only made me stronger to go through all those things that I mentioned earlier. So if you missed it, go back and listen to it. And again, yes, there were some tears just a minute ago, but that did not break me because I'm still here. What? I'm on my 96 podcast. You guys, can't nothing break me. All right. So for this, here are 3 actionable steps to help you in this area. Number 1 is, if you're in that stage right now this is your time to actually protect your peace intentionally. All right. Start by creating your own, what I called and what I actually created, boundaries blueprint. All right. And just simply use digital tools like Notion or Trello. You guys, those things are free. All right. To map out what you truly deserve is your time, your energy, and your focus. What should be a part of what you're trying to do? So utilize those platforms, all right? And whatever doesn't work for you is going to help you with that as well. And then number 2 is, and listen, this one, take it from me. You guys, been there, and sometimes I'm still there, but you need to have financial peace. That's another key to sustaining your next level, that financial peace. All right. And then simply just explore resources like Hello 7 by Rachel Rogers, which teaches practical and empowering strategies for building wealth while maintaining integrity and balance. You guys, that is a phenomenal one, by the way. And then lastly is number 3. Stay connected to empowering spaces like Women Entrepreneurs Global Network, or even that's actually on LinkedIn. Or there are many, many other platforms for men, women, whatever you want to get into that can definitely help you in this area. All right. It's going to help you to share your wins, learn from others, and to stay uplifted, you guys, by a community that actually understands your grind and your grace. All right. I can tell you one of them that I actually did join. It's called the Next Level Speaking Academy with Jeremy Anderson, as well as E.T. the Hip Hop Preachers, and so Eric Thomas and Inky Johnson. And that was for my speaking business. You guys, their community is such a godsend. Man, for those of you who don't know, I literally went there and got baptized the first time I went to a conference, my first year. And I've been doing this about 2.5 years with them, right? But who knew I was going to go to a speaking academy conference and get baptized? And then I even got a plaque. It's up here somewhere. Here it is. Let me show y'all if I can get it off my table. Hold on. They sent me this in the mail, and it's glass. Yep. Let me wipe it off. It's a little. Woo! I'm breaking everything, y'all. Oh, that was a cup of water. Don't worry about it. Okay. Look at this. How amazing is that? Probably can't see because of my ring light glare, but yeah. So they sent this. This is from Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T., and from Jeremy Anderson. Look. Beautiful. Who knew? It's a speaking academy. But anyways. So yes, you guys, again, that concludes the gifts and the amazing gems from today's episode. Go back and check them out if you missed them. There were 3 of them, you guys. But remember, each time that you think you've actually failed, you've actually graduated from the version of yourself that, no longer has that downside, is what you're doing. You're leveling up. All right. So show yourself some grace when you're going through all those type of things. All right. And then your journey, you guys, of just being lost, learned, and leveling up, like I discussed today, is not a straight path. Don't I know it? I've been all over the place, stolen from, just let down from different people, from people I thought I knew, from family, just all kinds of things, right? So life is going to happen to us. Unfortunately, we're all going to go through it, but that does not mean that we can't get through it and even stronger. All right. So just keep that in mind. And again, show yourself some grace because you deserve it. And as I always tell you, you're worthy of more. I know I am, and I know you are too. All right. So look, it's a cycle of clarification in the end. All right. It's also a cycle of integrity and action. You know, I'm big on action. Lastly, something that I have learned before, you guys, and that I know is now, it's actually my personal, it's my personal saying that I like to say. My motto for the most part is, if I don't buy one's lifestyle, then I surely don't buy their opinion either, in a nice way. Maybe you should make that one of your mottos. It surely helps me, you guys. All right. Well, as always, you are very much appreciated. And thank you so very much for tuning in to this 96th episode of the Faith Forward Fearlessly podcast with Jenée Hudson, the Uplifter. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing, you guys. I appreciate you. Please continue and follow and share for more ongoing, actionable, and inspiring content. And until next time, keep the faith and have many blessed days and a very prosperous journey on purpose. Later.